You're listening to the Sales Hunter podcast. My name's Mark Hunter. What are we talking about today? Talking about top performers and how they are goal focused. Today's episode brought to you by Fist Bumps, and the show begins right now.
You're listening to the Sales Hunter podcast with Mark Hunter, where the focus is to help you as a sales leader sell with confidence and integrity. And now here's your host.
Thank you, Fist Bump, for being the sponsor of the show. The topic today, hey, top performers are goal focused. What separates top performers from average? It really is a number of things, but it boils down to one in particular, the goals that they focus on. But stop, just a moment. You're probably thinking, oh, I'm focused on goals. But the question is, are you focused on goals? You see, top performers don't just settle on a number. Oh, this is the goal. This is the number that they want to achieve for the quarter or for the year. No, they break that number down because they know to achieve that number, they have to do X number of activities. And they know what those activities are, and they have broken each one of them down. They know exactly how many meetings they're going to have. They know how many contacts they're going to have to make. They know how many phone calls. They break every element down, and this is what separates top performers from average performers. I want you to look at your goals and look at your quarterly number. And I want you to begin asking yourself, how many sales are you going to have to make to achieve that number? Okay. Now, to get that number of sales, how many presentations, how many offers will you have to put across the table, put across the desk? Will you have to create? Do you have a 50% closing ratio? Then it's going to be double that amount if you're able to achieve your average amount. Then you're going to have to say, okay, if I have to do 20 proposals to get 10 sales to make my number, then you're going to have to say, okay, how many prospects, how many leads am I going to have to get those 20? Well, it might be that I have to have, in order to get 20, I've got to have 40 really good qualified prospects. Okay, that's great. So 40 prospects then turns into 20 proposals that you can make that turns into 10 deals. Okay, to get those 40 really good qualified, you may have to say, I need 100 or 150 somewhat prospects. In other words, prospects that aren't qualified. Okay, now what do I have to do to get that? Now, this is where I'm going with this. This is what separates average performers from top performers. They've broken these numbers down. In other words, they start with the final goal. This is the goal they want to achieve, and they break every number down into the respective activity. You see, it doesn't just occur just because they're really good people. No, it occurs because they go through the motions. So they know at the beginning of the quarter exactly how many leads they're going to have. They know exactly how many of those leads they have to turn into, prospects that they can have good, solid discovery calls with, which then turns into potential customers, which then turns into people that they can put deals across the table to, which then turns into closed sales. Yes, sales is a numbers game, but it's a quality numbers game. I see too many average performers. What they do is they get hung up on just, oh, I just got to get hundreds and hundreds of leads. But they don't think about how that moves through. Or they say, I just got to put a lot of proposals across the table. No. Top performers break it down all the way through. And I'm going to ask you right now, when was the last time that you did that? Go back to your CRM system right now. And I want you to look at the proposals that you've made over the last quarter. And I want you to begin asking yourself, how did they get to that proposal stage? You see, I'm not even asking what closed. I'm asking what got to the proposal stage. And this is going to help you understand. Now, top performers also take it one step further because they know in any given quarter, there may be one or two large opportunities that they have in their number. They may know that, they don't have any large. So again, they're breaking it down even further. But this, again, is what separates top performers from average, because they're goal focused and they know that, okay, they may have a couple of big accounts, big opportunities that if they close any one of them, they might make their number, but they know that they can't rely on it. And this, again, is what separates in terms of understanding goals. Because the top performer knows that they need multiple paths with which they can go down to achieve their number. That's a massive difference. So as you build these numbers out, look at the size of your opportunities, and then begin to ask yourself, what's the probability of them closing? Because you want to develop at least 3 paths. In other words, if you look at the accounts that you're going to close, these are the three ways that you can get to making your number. This prevents you from becoming over reliant on only being able to close a certain specific account, because then what happens is you become too focused on that account. And you know what happens? You wind up getting commission breath, and you'll do anything possible to close that deal, including giving away the farm. Top performers have a plan, and they stick to their plan. Hey, my name's Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. This is the Sales Hunter Podcast. What is it about? 2 episodes a week. One a short one like this. Second episode, longer episode, where we do a deep dive with a subject matter expert. My goal, to help you see and achieve what you didn't think was possible. Great selling.